When we think about sleep, we often imagine it as the most peaceful and restorative part of our lives. For seniors especially, sleep is considered sacred because it helps the body recover, allows the mind to relax, and supports overall health. But what many people do not realize is that the way you sleep can sometimes make the difference between a healthy night of rest and a dangerous risk to your life. Among the many sleeping positions people adopt, some are safe and beneficial, while others can have harmful effects on the body. And there is one specific position that studies have linked to an increased risk of stroke, especially among older adults. It might sound surprising that something as simple as the way you place your head or body in bed can have such serious health consequences, but the truth is that the connection between sleep posture, circulation, and brain health is stronger than most people imagine. To understand this risk better, it is important to first think about what happens during a stroke. A stroke occurs when the blood supply to part of the brain is blocked or interrupted, or when a blood vessel bursts, leading to brain damage. Seniors are particularly vulnerable because age naturally makes arteries stiffer, cholesterol levels higher, and blood flow less efficient. Add to this the presence of chronic conditions such as high blood pressure, diabetes, or atrial fibrillation, and the brain becomes even more sensitive to any disruption in circulation. Now, when you sleep in certain positions, blood flow to the brain and neck can be compromised without you even realizing it. This means that a person may go to bed healthy and relaxed, but wake up with serious consequences. The sleeping position that has been most associated with stroke risk in seniors is lying flat on the back with the head tilted or unsupported. In this position, the airway can become partially obstructed, leading to sleep apnea, which deprives the brain of oxygen repeatedly during the night. Sleep apnea itself is already a known risk factor for stroke, because the constant drops in oxygen force the heart to pump harder and put stress on blood vessels. But the issue goes further. When lying flat on the back, especially with the chin tilted toward the chest, circulation in the arteries leading to the brain can be restricted. Seniors who already have narrowing of the carotid arteries due to plaque buildup are at higher risk, because the blood supply becomes even more limited. This increases the chance of a clot forming or a vessel bursting, which can trigger a stroke during sleep or immediately upon waking. Some seniors also prefer sleeping on their stomachs, thinking it helps with snoring or digestion. But stomach sleeping comes with its own dangers. When lying on the stomach, the neck is forced to turn to one side for hours, creating pressure on the arteries in the neck. This twisting not only strains the cervical spine but can also compress blood flow to the brain. If a person already has fragile blood vessels, high cholesterol, or hypertension, this restriction becomes dangerous. Imagine holding a water hose and bending it halfway, the water slows or even stops. The same principle applies to blood flow in the neck during prolonged awkward positions in sleep. Side sleeping is often considered healthier, and in many ways it is, but even this posture can pose risks depending on how it is done. For example, sleeping on the right side with the arm tucked under the body or neck can compress nerves and arteries. For seniors with poor circulation, the added pressure may slow blood flow back to the heart. On the left side, the heart may feel slightly compressed, making breathing harder for those with existing cardiac conditions. While these effects are not as severe as lying flat on the back with the chin tucked, they still highlight how delicate the balance of posture, circulation, and oxygen supply is during sleep. The connection between sleep and stroke is not just about posture, but also about what happens within the body during long hours of inactivity. Blood naturally tends to pool when a person remains still for too long, especially in the legs. If a clot forms in the deep veins, it can travel to the brain or lungs, creating life-threatening emergencies. This is why doctors often recommend light stretching or movement during the day to keep circulation active. But at night, the only thing we can control is posture. If that posture makes circulation worse, it multiplies the risks for seniors who already face age-related decline. Research has shown that seniors with obstructive sleep apnea are nearly 4 times more likely to suffer a stroke compared to those without the condition. And what is striking is that sleep apnea is closely linked to sleeping flat on the back. Gravity pulls the tongue and soft tissues of the throat backward, blocking the airway. Every time oxygen drops, the brain is jolted awake in micro-arousals, raising blood pressure and stressing blood vessels. This repeated stress night after night creates the perfect environment for a stroke to occur. Some people may not even know they have sleep apnea, because they never wake up fully to notice. They may simply feel tired, weak, or dizzy in the morning, unaware that their body has been starved of oxygen for hours. Another important factor is neck position. Seniors who sleep with multiple pillows to elevate their heads sometimes create an unnatural bend in the neck, compressing arteries. Others sleep with no pillow at all, letting the neck fall back too far. Both extremes interfere with healthy blood flow to the brain. A neutral alignment of the head and neck is crucial, because even small restrictions over long hours can add up to significant damage. It is also worth noting that seniors often take medications for blood pressure, cholesterol, or heart disease that influence circulation. When posture restricts blood flow further, these medications may not be enough to prevent a crisis. For instance, blood-thinning drugs reduce the chance of clot formation, but if circulation is slowed too much by a poor sleeping position, clots can still form. Likewise, blood pressure medications may lower pressure too much at night, and if combined with restricted blood flow, the brain may not receive enough oxygen. The delicate balance between medication, posture, and natural body processes makes seniors far more vulnerable than younger adults. Prevention starts with awareness. Many seniors have slept in the same position for decades, never questioning whether it is harmful. But learning that back sleeping with the head tilted or flat can raise stroke risk may encourage healthier adjustments. Doctors often recommend side sleeping with proper pillow support to keep the neck and spine aligned. A supportive pillow that maintains the natural curve of the neck can prevent compression of arteries. A body pillow can help prevent rolling onto the stomach or back during the night. Raising the head of the bed slightly, not with multiple pillows but by adjusting the frame, can also improve breathing and circulation, reducing the risk of stroke. For those with sleep apnea, medical devices such as CPAP machines are life-saving, ensuring continuous airflow during the night. Lifestyle changes, like avoiding heavy meals or alcohol before bed, also support healthier sleep patterns. It is also important for seniors to pay attention to warning signs in the morning. Waking up with a headache, dizziness, numbness, or confusion may be a sign that oxygen levels dropped during the night. Snoring loudly or gasping for air is another red flag. These should never be ignored, because they may signal both sleep apnea and a heightened risk of stroke. Seeking medical advice early can prevent a major event. Family members and caregivers also play a crucial role. Many seniors are not aware of their sleep habits, but loved ones can observe and notice if a person snores heavily, sleeps on the back, or seems restless during the night. Simple observations and gentle encouragement to change posture can be life-saving. Adjusting a habit may feel difficult at first, but with the right pillows and environment, it can become natural over time. Ultimately, the way we sleep is just as important as how long we sleep. Seniors who adopt healthy sleeping positions, ensure proper alignment, and address conditions like sleep apnea protect not only their rest but also their long-term health. A stroke can be devastating, leading to loss of mobility, speech, independence, or even life itself. But many of these risks can be reduced with simple nightly adjustments. It may sound dramatic to say that your sleeping position can save your life, but for seniors, it truly can. The body is more fragile with age, and every factor that influences circulation, oxygen supply, and blood vessel health becomes critical. Sleep should be the body's natural healing time, not a hidden danger. By avoiding back sleeping with the head flat, by keeping the neck in a neutral position, and by creating an environment that supports breathing and circulation, seniors can turn bedtime into a safer, healthier part of their routine. The lesson is simple: never take sleep posture lightly. For younger people, it may not matter much, but for seniors, every detail counts. A single night may pass without incident, but years of poor posture can silently build risk. Choosing the right position, supporting the body correctly, and seeking help when breathing issues arise can make all the difference. It is never too late to change habits, and the reward of doing so is not just a better night's sleep, but also protection against one of the most serious threats to senior health: stroke.